Well, everybody, we are finally into the building with our two services, and I must say it feels like we're back home. From the beginning of this whole thing, we said that we would follow the CDC guidelines when it came to developing practices for keeping people safe from COVID-19, and we have. For the last year and a half, you have done such a great job. You've been so accommodating in really difficult times. And as your pastor, I want to let you know that I am really grateful. The CDC guidelines have said that it is now unnecessary for vaccinated people to wear masks inside, and most anywhere you go, at least in this part of the country, people are no longer wearing masks, except for our church. And even then, in recent weeks, some are wearing masks and some are not. So we've received some questions about that because there's a little bit of confusion. So here's where we are. We're following the CDC guidelines. We have done that from the very beginning. We're encouraging non-vaccinated people to wear a mask and then to get vaccinated. We're continuing to push people to do that. And from there, we trust that you will make good decisions, your own decisions about mask wearing, even at church. Some people at our church are wearing masks. Some are not. And because of this, people have been asking, should we do it or should we not? You might see me wearing a mask on Sunday, and then you might see another pastor not wearing a mask on Sunday. People have even wondered, does this mean that the staff has kind of differences of opinion on this? Are we disagreeing? But the answer is no. The reason the answer is no is because unity doesn't mean uniformity, and we are not all the same. This is what we confess every week. In fact, it's what makes us so great. What makes us so great is that we have differing opinions and perspectives and experiences. But even in that, I think now is the time where we can begin to trust one another, that we've done and will do the right thing for ourselves and for our neighbor. So when we're trying to decide on things like masks, something like this, I think it's wise that we follow the CDC guidelines, which your staff and your board have, but it's also really wise to follow the saints that came before us. St. Augustine said, in essentials unity, in non-essentials liberty, and in all things charity. And I think that's a really good motto for us at this time. Until a few weeks ago, based on the recommendations of science and the love of neighbor, we together as a church made a decision to wear masks inside and outside. It was essential for us to do this until the vaccinations were readily available to people. But now the standards have changed. The CDC suggests that it's no longer necessary to wear masks inside or outside if you have been vaccinated. Therefore, mask wearing has now become a non-essential. That means those who feel more comfortable wearing a mask, you're free to do so. And those who have taken all the precautions, thank you. You're following the guidelines, thank you. That means now you are free to choose to go without a mask. Now people who wear masks and people who don't wear masks, if they're vaccinated, both fit within the CDC guidelines. And that's what we're following. Because we're a community of people that are not all the same, some have been vaccinated, might not choose to keep on wearing the masks. And to you, I would say, thank you. You've been so accommodating and so helpful in a really difficult year. We are really grateful for you. And others are not there yet. They're not there yet for a variety of issues. And to them, I would say, wear on. Keep wearing your mask if you'd like to. I trust that you have good reasons. And now is not the time. And this, our church, is certainly not the place for judgment. We could say, welcome to the 8th Street Church, where you're loved and you're not judged. When you come to church, you'll see some people wearing masks. When you come to church, you'll see some who are not. But by the grace of God, I just want to say it's okay. I want us to feel the joy that because we committed ourselves to the essentials in a desperate time, we can now enjoy the liberty and the charity that God has given, and that we are now free to give to one another. I want to say to you, this last year has been really tough, but I'm very proud of you. You have navigated something incredibly difficult, and I'm glad that our church is a safe place for people who don't wear masks and people who do. And I'm looking forward to seeing you with your mask on or your mask off next time we gather for worship. As always, I want to say to you, friends, grace and peace.